Tonight, we're taking a closer look at masks in classrooms as students across the Midlands prepare to head back to school.
Richland School District 1 is looking for a way to implement a mask mandate for all its schools. The reason? The City of Columbia's state of emergency declaration ordering some students in the district to wear a mask.
News 19's Tai Wong explains.
With COVID-19 cases on the rise and pediatric hospitalizations are up, Richland School District 1 is looking at all their options for a possible mask mandate.
Right now, it's just really a confusing time for school districts because of the proviso that's been put in place about the state dollars. However, there are federal dollars that we received.
Cheryl Harris is the vice chairwoman of Richland One School District. She says the district plans on expanding the City of Columbia's mask mandate to schools outside the city limits.
A lot of the schools that are not in that ordinance in the city are in my footprint, which is the Lower Richland community.
Harris says there are 12 schools that don't fall under the City of Columbia's state of emergency, which requires face coverings for elementary and middle schools within the city. But with the state proviso that bans schools from using state-appropriated funds to impose a mask mandate, Harris says the district may have found a way to expand the ordinance to the whole district.
With the CARES Act that allows us those 15 areas that we can purchase, equipment, PPE equipment, whatever, to help mitigate the spread of the COVID-19 virus.
Senator Darrell Jackson says districts are exempt from the proviso as long as they don't use state funds to specifically pay for masks.
And use the federal appropriated funds, which are not state funds, or try to use private funds. I think they are then exempt from that proviso because they're not using state funds.
Senator Jackson supports the school district in imposing a mask mandate. He says taking funds away from the school doesn't hurt the administration, it hurts the students.
If the state of South Carolina wants to be the entity that takes money out of the classroom because school officials are doing everything they can to make schools safer, then I would tell them, go for it, because that is crazy. That makes us look ridiculous. And I cannot imagine anybody living with themselves, hurting children because others are trying to keep them safe.
Harris says the board will discuss the possibility of using federal funds and community monetary donations at their next meeting on Tuesday. Reporting in Columbia, Tai Wong, News 19 WLTX.
Well, some schools across the Midlands are already back in class, and for CBS medical contributor Dr. David Agus, there's some concern about students not wearing masks. He explains why it's so problematic.
Vaccinated kids, the hope is all the teachers are vaccinated and more schools are stepping up and doing that. The hope is that they will wear a mask. If they're not going to wear a mask, it really depends on what is the virus level in your community and your personal level of risk. If a child is unvaccinated, they're not wearing masks, and it's very high in the community, obviously there's a lot of risk there. And, I hope some of the numbers fall when kids start going back to school over the next several weeks, but more likely they're going to fall in September. So between now and then, schools are going to open, and I am worried.
Dr. David Agus also talked about the Delta variant and one reason it concerns the medical community. Experts say even if you've already had COVID, you could get the Delta variant and it can make you much sicker.